Playing the wrong tune in the wrong key. Gig nightmares for you and me. Song changed keys and I wasn't ready. Gig nightmares for you and me. Another key change, oh God, oh no. Gig nightmares for you and me. Gig nightmares, here we go. Making music, talking songs. We just watched, well, we, meaning me, I just watched rehearsal of Ricky and the Ricardos. Tom, how are you doing today?
Sorry about that.
That's Tom's voice.
Yeah, that's me. The dog hates us. Everybody hates us. Max, it's a pleasure to be here with you. It truly, truly is. That's working out great.
That's great. Oh my God. That sounds like your voice.
That's kind of, mostly.
Excellent. Take two.
I just watched you guys finish doing rehearsal. You know, obviously a big treat for me since, you know, you guys are like one of my favorite local bands around. You know, local cover bands, because like you guys, honestly, you put your whole original spin on all the songs that you do, and that's why it's awesome. Because like I feel like any, you know, half talented musicians like could get up on stage and play songs and just like do it the way it's supposed to be, but it's like you guys do it your own way. So where do you guys get the idea? Just, you know, the whole thing, like Ricky and the Ricardos, and then just doing songs your way that you do it.
It just kind of happens. Like, seriously, like as you saw tonight, us learning new songs, that's it. Like, we'll learn a song and be like, yeah, we don't like that. And then just until it grows and develops into something that we all go, that's not half bad. But some don't make the cut, right? Most of the really bad song ideas are Mark's. So,
yeah. So when we first started this project 13 years ago, one of the original members, Gary Schaefer, was a big fan of me first in the Gimme Gimmes. Mm-hmm. And the Gimmes kind of just put a ridiculous spin on everything. So we tried to kind of emulate that, but we kind of took it to another level. Not saying it's better or worse, but we just kind of decided, you know what, we could do that. We'll just take songs, make them our own. And we just kind of grown in that. And it's changed tremendously over the years. The song selections, the genres, it's just gone kind of crazy. And as you've seen tonight again, songs just get brought up and brought in, and we'll give them a whirl. If it works, we put time into it. And some songs, honestly, literally take years to get to the point where we actually like it or feel that it's Ricardo'd. Some songs never make it. Some songs don't make the cut. It's just been this way forever, right? I mean,
well, yeah, when you think how long it's been together.
Yeah. It's been a while.
13 years?
13. It's actually, I was telling Max on the way here, it's 13 years, like right in this month, in this time period. So it's been a long time. It's been a lot of fun. Been a lot, well, yeah, it's been something. Anyway.
Nothing better to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
So on the topic of gig nightmares, do you ever find yourselves doing a song that's well rehearsed, but then let's say you're playing it live and something just goes wrong, it goes off the rails?
Like every show.
Oh man, oh yeah.
That's like our joke. If we ever wrote an album, it was going to be 2 notes from a train wreck. Yeah, when the wheels fall off. I mean, like everything, because we never play a song the same way twice. And he might say we learn songs, but literally there's songs we get through like 3 times, and it's like, yeah, put it on the list. Why not? It'll be, because it's part of the fun. Is like, when one of us screws up, we call the other out. And it's like, you suck, you know. Yeah, that's part of the fun and kind of the excitement, I would say.
Funny, says.
Yeah.
It's funny. We play off each other very well. If I'm lost, they know it. If one of them's lost, I know it or whatever. It's just it's what keeps it exciting. Honestly, the Ricardo show is very fly by the seat of your pants. And a lot of songs, they're close to the same every time, but nothing's 100%. There's no guarantees in a Ricardo show. Nothing's guaranteed.
I love it. So I remember when I initially asked you if you wanted to do this, you said that you had a few stories from like a few years ago. So I'm curious to hear what some of those are.
Mark has a good story.
Thinking nightmare-wise and playing some interesting venues. Quite a few years ago in a previous band, we played in an establishment that I will not name, although it's probably long out of business. It was adult dancers upstairs and music venue downstairs.
All right.
And we started and the place was empty. I might have been too drunk sitting at the bar. We got about a song and a half into it and the place was absolutely packed. And the guy who sang for us at the time, finishing the first set, said, okay, we're going to do one more song, then we're going to wrap it up. We learned right there to not announce your last song because everybody immediately took off up to upstairs for to get the best seats for the upstairs entertainment. It was unusual learning, and we played there a few times. It was an interesting venue, but playing to an empty room, you learn real fast not to at that establishment. Don't announce that it's your last song because you'll be playing it by yourself. That my other one that comes to mind, and Matt will tell it much better to me, actually involves you, Max, when you were on standby for Matt. That's my favorite one with this bit, probably the most stressful for me. Before I give it off to Matt, Matt's a well-traveled fella for work, and there's many gigs that he has delayed on a flight or something to get back here in time. And I'll give it to Matt on that one.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, way to hand that one off. Like it's my fault. You know what I mean?
Kinda.
Yeah. Well, it was just it's one of those trips from hell. You know, like you said, I travel 70% of my life for work, so they had this gig planned. What'd you have? I don't even know.
It's the Tamaka train station.
Was that the train station one?
Yeah,
yeah.
Train station show.
It's Tom's backyard. A big deal. So I did everything I could. I got all the way to my house, and I call him. I say, I'm going to make it. Got everything in the truck. I'm good. I go to get on 81, and I'm like, why is my GPS trying to route me like this obscene way through the mountains and stuff? I'm like, the 81's the shortest way. Get in the highway. It's the whole highway's closed for an accident.
Oh.
Yeah, stuck on the highway. Yeah. So thank God we had four-wheel drive, you know. A little median drive and get to an exit.
we had already taken Max off the standby by then.
Yeah. It was bad enough. We know if Matt was going to show up to begin with, so Max is on standby. And then, okay, he's in the state. We're good to go. Hey, guys, just know there's an accident, and I'm going to be close. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, because you asked me to do that, but I think by the time you told me, oh, you're all good, I think I went back to Jersey.
You were back to Jersey. Yeah.
Next time, just take the gig. It'll be better anyway. Seriously.
The wedding story?
Okay.
Should you tell the wedding story?
Okay, so everybody's had one of those gigs, and this is a wedding gig at a country club. Okay,
right.
Like major, like this is somebody's wedding, so you're trying to do everything right, you know.
And even the people getting married, he was kind of a bigwig at Yingling, sort of, kind of. She was something also.
It was a very nice wedding.
Yeah.
And when you all sit down to dinner, and one of the bandmates has a little too much. By a little too much, I mean like almost dumps all the food on your lap when he's passing it.
Oh.
I'm going to dig a little deeper in this story. So this is pre-Mark. This is when Gary Schaefer was still in the band.
R.I.P. Gary.
It was, yes, R.I.P. Gary. When Gary was in the band, we also had Troy Adams, and we'd function as a 4-piece or 3-piece, depending, because they're both active military. So at this point, we were a 3-piece, and we're hired to do this wedding. We get to the wedding, and it turns out there's open bar. Well, open bar and Gary don't really get along so well, and he starts doing doubles of Old Crow or whatever it was. Somebody was feeding him. So you remember we sit down at the table and that family's with us and those kids?
That's what I mean. The kids,
that poor girl. The girl was crying. The kids were scared of Gary. It was absolutely.
He's the nicest guy.
It was so funny. And we're just, oh my gosh, what do we do? So we start playing, and I don't know what songs or what set Gary was playing, but it was way different than what Matt and I were playing. And we're in a few songs, and Matt just gives me this look and goes over to Gary's amp and just turns it off. Just turns the amp off. So we essentially played the wedding as a 2-piece, drums and guitar. Luckily, the room was so loud you couldn't hear what was really going on. And that was the only time, honestly, as in this band, that I was actually so disgusted and I was so fed up. He actually stepped on my cell phone. He broke my cell phone then. I don't know if you know that or not.
I thought it was. I mean, the wedding people were having a ball. So after the first set, you're like, oh my God, they don't even notice. Like, whatever. And then Gary goes to start a song where it starts with the bass. And he's up there going, like, looking around, looking at his bass. And I'm like, oh, hang on, Gary. And I literally walk right over in front of him and go, and turn on. And he's like, looking at it like, was I off the whole time?
Yep.
Over just there was just. But
the best part of the whole thing is the next day the bride called. Oh my gosh, you guys were fabulous! That was so much fun. Like,
I didn't realize they were all deaf. I mean, it's amazing.
But that was a good time. That was a good time.
It's a story. You know, Gary's no longer with us here, but we have a lot of good memories.
If it wasn't for Gary, we wouldn't be here. Gary was the one of the main catalysts that formed the Ricardos.
Just a good dude.
He was. He was a blast. Hey, brother. But Mark, give another story.
There's one other that comes from
Yeah, I was going to say, does that have to be a fan story?
100 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
This is great.
I think we were, it had to be high school. I'm going to say junior, senior year, playing in a band, and we were hired to play a private party at a local fire company at their social hall. It's on the second floor, and the social room is right off of their bar, which was open to the public.
All right.
We were, I don't know how much drew, but it was a birthday party for someone that was 17, 18, 19 years old. So the room was filled with underage people drinking, and two older guys came to the door kind of watching. There were people all, during the sets that were watching from the bar. These two older guys watch, and we finished a song, and the guy came up to me and said, "Excuse me, LCB, could you stop the music?" And I thought he was horsing around. I chuckled. And he pulled out his badge. State police. I said, "No more music."
Oh.
At that point, people started diving out of second floor windows. There was probably 80 to 100 people in the place. I think they ended up with 20 some arrests, maybe more. I mean, it was, but the beauty was, because we were also drinking, they thought we were just the band hired to play. They said, "You guys were hired, stay up here, stay away from everybody else, and don't be part of the crowd." And they never even bothered to check us because we were the band hired to play, which thank God they didn't check us, because I won't name my,
You didn't drink anyway.
I won't incriminate my bandmates, although I think we're past the statute of limitations, but
You never know. Oh, no, we're not in New York. Never mind.
yeah, that was a very interesting, never been raided by the LCB and the state police during a gig. But yeah, that was a memorable one.
There you go.
Hey, I just thought of one. How about the Balanza Bar with Buck 280? Do you remember I drove the bus up there? So Matt and I were in a band called Buck 280, early 2000s.
In Brooklyn.
Yes.
Oh.
And we end up with this gig in Brooklyn, some battle of the bands.
We would have won that.
We would have, but you broke your arm.
I broke my shoulder off.
But on the third round, the first round we actually rented like a big trailway style bus, took all these people. It was a blast. And by the third round, I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous. Let's take something smaller. So we rented an EduSave bus, and I remember the guy saying, "Well, you have a driver for this with a bus license." Oh yeah. Which it was me. I was like, "Yeah, I can drive a bus." So we end up in this, whatever it was, like a short bus kind of thing, going down 78. Remember, we picked up some people in Hellertown. I think they were buddies of Webby's. Some guys Scott Webb worked with. So we stop at Hellertown. Here I get off the exit. I get on heading the wrong way. I'm heading west on 78.
Oh.
Like, oh no. Take it through the median. There we go. through the median with the EduSave bus, a bunch of people, bunch of equipment. Boom, boom.
That's always a good start to a trip.
Yeah. But the old Balanza Bar looked much better in the pictures. It was
that
like,
place was actually scary. It had it was an underground club.
oh,
And it had bars on everything, dude.
yeah,
It was in the middle of Brooklyn.
it was bad. It was small. It was tiny.
With some really good bands.
Yeah.
Remember that Dead Stuff band?
Yeah, they were good, but it was you had to walk through the band to the bathrooms. Remember, the bathrooms on the left and right of the band. Oh, it's terrible. What a freaking place.
And we went twice?
Two or three times.
Made it to the final round.
Yeah, and
because that's when everybody was so angry at me when I hurt myself.
yeah, Matt's good at breaking arms and stuff. He's been in medevac a couple times. It's
I used to have hobbies.
So, Tom, I wanted to ask you, June 2021, maybe you remember, you filled in with Living the Dream.
Oh,
who
I
I was
do.
playing guitar with at the time.
Yes.
How many days notice who reached out to you, and how many days notice did you have?
So actually,
2 days? 1 or 2 days
never
notice?
turn
he actually called me. He called me on a Friday. Gabe reached out to me on a Friday.
The show was on a Saturday.
Yeah. He reached out on a Friday, and he threw a bunch of songs at me. I'm like, I don't know those songs. He's well, call Tim. So I called Tim, and he's like, "What do you know?" I was like, "I don't know, give me your list." So I picked 12 songs out, and they weren't songs I was really, really familiar with. And I remember you and I took a ride to Knoebels on the bikes, and I programmed the songs into my phone. I listened to the 12 songs over and over and over again, and I was scared that night. That was I remember I played him crazy fast. Crazy. Beans looks at Beans like, oh my gosh, that's Chris. Like, sorry, dude. I have 2 speeds, turbo and stop. But
it was awesome though, because every drummer has a different sort of feel, and obviously you with like your stage antics and everything, like you're playing the song faster, then all of a sudden you're standing up, you're beating the shit out of the cymbal. I'm like, because I'd never seen you play at that point. What's going on here?
And then a stick comes by your head. Or you hit in the middle of the back. Trust me.
Yep. That was a great time. We had a lot of fun. It honestly, it was truly a pleasure sharing the stage with you guys. So much talent on that stage that night. It really, 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 you Beans, Gabe, Tim, just great guys. R.I.P. Tim. He was just man, what an amazing dude.
But I remember that show because I was ridiculously sleep deprived because that was when I was still I was doing Army ROTC at the time. So I literally drove up from Philly. I was up in the morning at 6 a.m. doing the PT test that morning. So I was driving up as soon as I was let go from that, barely getting there in time, just sleep deprived, play the show, stick around for because we were opening for a Rush tribute band.
Yep.
And then just have to drive all the way back down there the next day for drill again.
And I remember, obviously, I remember wanting to go for a bike ride to try to just forget about it, de-stress, try to learn these songs, and getting to the gig. And remember, they were late setting up. There was all kinds of, some kind of technical issue in the Rush band was so. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, this is killing me. Let's just get this thing over and done with. Trying to remember how you start them, how you ended them. And I was like, oh my gosh, but it was a great show. It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. It really was.
I don't recall. Was anyone actually there for that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Goodfellas?
Yeah,
it was Goodfellas. Yeah. And there was no monitors.
Oh,
actually, there's a gig nightmare. There was no monitors. Tim stood to my left side, giving me cues.
Oh,
okay,
did he actually?
He did. Yeah, actually, he did. He was to the left side, right by my hi-hat, and he'd be like, "Okay, break. Okay, yep, in solo." I'm like, okay, because I couldn't hear. All I hear is drums. I hear drums and feel a little bit of bass, and guitars are just kind of mixed up.
What was the show we did? We didn't have monitors.
Every show,
I know. But the guy came up with we played the whole. We played the whole set.
Oh, was that the benefit show?
That was the benefit at Goodfellas.
The guy come up and he's like, "Hey, what do you think of the sound system?" I'm like, "The sound system probably great. It'd be great, even better with monitors." He was gonna be like, "You're just no." I'm like, "Dude, there's no monitors.
They're all new. We just did this.
He's like running around. Like 10 minutes later, he comes back. He's like, "Yeah, one of the plugs got pulled." And I'm like, "No, I don't."
So we made sure you guys had them.
Yeah. I forgot about it. See, that's even a nightmare for Ricardo. That's just a normal gig. Oh, no monitors. Oh, it's a bonus to have monitors.
But doing a fill-in gig with songs you learned the day prior.
Yeah.
No monitors. Props to you. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah. That was fun. It was a blast.
You don't realize it though, but he's one of the few drummers that can't count.
I don't count.
At least can't count past 3.
And this comes from the guy.
And you play a lot of songs with in a 4-beat measure. He can't get past 3.
And Max is the guy who learned everything in the Rage Against the Machine catalog on guitar.
Oh yeah.
For a one-time gig to sit in.
That was a fun gig. That was a good
so, if you know any of the guitar stuff from Rage Against the Machine, it's very unique. He has a very complex system of pedals to make the sounds he gets. And Max knuckles down in a week or so and learned their entire catalog.
What I'm wondering, how do you remember that I did that?
Because it was awesome. Because we love Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine fans since the first album, and that was always the thing inside their album cover. It always said, all sounds on this album are made with bass, guitar, drums, and vocals.
Yep.
Because a lot of it sounds like it's synthesizer, keyboard, crazy sounds. But it's
if we were still Angry Youth, we'd have a Rage Against the Machine tribute band. But we're just
I had the Digitech pedal. I had that for a while. The Digitech pedals and stuff. When we were a cover band back.
That's vintage.
That was in the 90s.
Would you buy it on Reverb or something?
No, I bought that new. I got rid of it too.
By the way,
that was a good story.
I saw the footage.
That was actually a good story. That time we played the Elks Club. Yeah. You come up and I had what was it? The original. EVH?
Yeah.
Like the first year. They're like, "Oh, where'd you find that?"
It's vintage.
It's vintage. I said, I bought it new. And you just look at me like, "Oh,
okay,
you're old."
That's great.
That was like, we laughed about that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where'd you get that guitar? Is it vintage? No, I bought it new.
Wait, I remember that show because I didn't get to, even though I opened for you with the Knock on Wood, I didn't get to stick around because I was playing with Hooligan that night.
Yeah, that's right.
Keith
Yeah,
was not happy.
No. I remember. Yeah, I remember him talking.
We also, what was the gig that Matt was running late? He drove to the wrong town. He was at. we were playing at an American Legion, and he drove to an Elks in some other town.
That's Frackville.
I'm at the Elks in Frackville. Like, we're not playing there tonight. Like, yeah,
maybe we should start an hour later.
He had the wrong town and the wrong club that he went to.
I hit my head a lot, though.
My drummer's done that a few times.
Yeah,
God
and
bless him.
we're sitting there going.
You'd expect it out of a drummer, though. Usually the guitarist would be like
a little more intelligent.
Barely.
Yeah, those are the interesting. Matt's usually the wild card in this band. Matt's the late arrival.
But once again, when Tom came to me with this whole idea, he knew my life's a mess, like, because of work. He's like, hey, you remember that when you showed up? You're like, hey, no, hear me out. Because I'm like, just closing the door, like,
not interested.
No, seriously, hear me out.
Who is it, honey? Jehovah's Witness.
The thing is, you get Gary standing behind him. I'm like, I don't know money. No, all right. Yeah.
Who's the muscle he brought with him?
Right? Do you still play guitar? I might be able to find him.
That's the same line he gave me when he called me after Gary passed away.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, do you still own a guitar?
I had to go dig him out. I mean, I had an acoustic.
I did too. I didn't have an amp.
Actually, trying to think. So, the Buck 280 thing blew up probably around 2002 or 2003 or something like that.
That was from 98 to 2000. Yeah,
and some of that. Yeah, and you really hadn't played since then.
I literally, all my equipment was from that era.
The only time we seen each other was to see Foo Fighters and Weezer, somewhere in between there. And same with you, Mark. You haven't played for a million either. So it's kind of funny. So besides being part of the reason for the Ricardos, I'm actually part of pulling these two guys out of retirement.
I was done with music.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Kids came along and, life and middle age and
like
kids.
Literally all the equipment is from like that 01V board. All the stuff we use is from that era. Even that drum kit. Like, I never got rid of anything.
The OMV
I was hoping
board.
my kids would play.
No, kids don't play nothing.
Just kind of take up space.
Yeah, pretty much. Max, what else you got for us?
Well, we can do this all night.
It's just so many stories. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. We're old.
I was remembering because like you were mentioning the wedding story. It reminded me. I think it was the one benefit gig we did in like July 2022 in Palmerton at the Schuylkill Hall.
Oh, it's so cold.
Yeah.
Oh, with the lady with the bra.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Is that the one that was swinging it?
Yes.
Max sat in. He played Summer '69 with you guys. He
Oh,
played, yeah, played. Yeah,
Max dated that woman for like 6 months.
You guys lied to me. You said he was a guitar player. And he
goes and
plays
Summer. And that woman was actually I think the benefit was for her
if she wasn't
child, I believe.
years old.
What's his name was doing the worm too, on the floor.
Beans.
Yeah, for how big? He's
Yeah,
a big dude.
yeah.
I think Beans was doing
It
the
was.
Yeah. I think he said if she threw her bra up, it must have been a bet because like the two of them were. Yeah, they were off the charts.
I think we all lost that bet.
Yeah. I don't know.
I remember after that gig, we were at Alfie's eating pizzas or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I was saying, I don't even remember how it came up, but at some point we got talking, saying, whenever I get married, I want you guys to play my wedding. Because like at the time, I don't think I was engaged at the time, but like I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
And originally the plan I had, the girl I was dating, her father had like lots of money and was going to give us like $25,000 for the wedding.
Yes.
So we were thinking
20 for us, and
that's the right ones to marry.
well, here's what the original plan was. We were originally, rather than like spend it on like a big expensive wedding, we were going to get Firehouse to play her wedding. But then I'm watching you guys. I'm like, wait a second. I can hire these guys and just have them play Firehouse songs up tempo.
Really bad.
we've done. I'm trying to think. Wonderful Tonight. Flowers on the Wall.
All wedding songs.
The Frankie Valli song we do. Can't Take My Eyes Off You. They're actually songs people requested. Frankie Valli was for a wedding. The Wonderful Tonight was birthday or anniversary party.
What's the other slow 50s song?
But these are songs that people actually requested. But actually people requested. So we'll do that. If you have a big event coming up, it's hey, this is our song. We'll try to work it out if it's doable.
It won't sound like it's supposed to.
Yes.
No.
The first time it was funny because we played their wedding, like for the wedding dance or whatever, we'd play it the normal way. And then after, everybody started dancing, like, all right, we're going to play this song, like, a little different.
The right way.
That was the Ricardo way. Yeah.
Like, what was it? 15 minutes ago, I was asking, oh, do you guys know Too Shy of a Kaja Gugu? What's the craziest request that you guys have gotten?
That's one of them right there, I can guarantee you.
Freebird.
Craziest request. Boy, that's tough because we just threw such a ridiculous.
Good thing you don't drink anymore because you probably would.
So many ridiculous songs. Gary was good for Gary was like an old country guy, and he'd bring in songs that
we did a lot of Johnny Cash.
Well, I keep thinking that the Halls of Shambhala song. Remember that the Shree Dog Night song? Nobody knows that song. No. He brought that, and we did it. We did it.
You guys do the Gambler, right?
We used to do Gambler, If somebody offers enough money, we could pull it off again.
Yeah,
we used to do Whitney Houston, Celine Dion.
Do you remember the mashup songs we used to do?
Like, Paula Abdul and
Queen.
Yeah.
We did a mashup, Motley Crue, and what was the...
It was Don't Stop Believing. No,
Motley Crue and...
Kickstart My Heart and Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's what it was.
Huh?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Way back. That.
There's video of that somewhere. If I stumble upon that video, I'll get it to you.
That was actually...
So, how do you mash that up?
Because we played Kickstart Your Heart into Bohemian Rhapsody, and it starts at the breakdown. And
if you, I don't know the words. I can't. If you do the rhythm of Kickstart Your Heart and sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, no.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We Are the Champions.
We Are the Champions were the verses and the chorus,
and the breakdown was Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
so when it went to the hi-hat part of Kickstart My Heart, it worked. It worked.
I can't.
It was great. You have to listen.
I think John Fry's recording of it. For some reason, I think John Fry guy has
French fry.
French fry. That was funny. French fry guy. I think he's recording it somewhere because he sent it to me from. I think it was from the Lock when they moved Zoostock to Lehighton at one time in the mud.
Lock Stock.
And I think we did there. I don't know why.
I actually thought that song was fun.
Oh, we did that show with you guys too.
Which one was that?
Zoostock.
Yes.
That was the last Zoostock you guys played, I think.
I'm trying to remember. The one that was indoors. That was the last one.
Mark,
that was the last one.
We did last two outdoors.
I don't think we played with that them at Zoostock. We went to see him a couple times.
Over there, we weren't playing.
We see him like the rain date and the year before the rain date. That was right when you started with them, I believe.
Yeah.
So the band did it 3 times. I did it with them twice because
once in and once out.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And then there was last year when I saw you guys. Was that still considered Zoostock or what?
Yeah. Oh, it's still Zoostock. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still Zoostock. Yeah.
Yeah, because the last one we did was the year before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fun event.
That was always fun.
That's a good time. Yeah, it's really good time hanging out with everybody.
It's just a bit of a bummer though, because I remember at least 2021 when we did it, I think there was something like maybe 2,000 people there because it was just, there was us living the dream. There was Jimmy Leahy from Styx.
Yep.
There was Bad Maggie. I've seen they were doing Killing in the Name, and as they're playing it, you just see a bunch of cop cars driving by. It's I don't think a better version of that can exist.
That's great. That's awesome. It doesn't get the numbers it used to get there, and I don't know why.
I don't think anything
or what. Yeah, it just doesn't. The bar closed, but it just doesn't. This year was good.
Yeah.
The weather was perfect. It had a beautiful weather day. Great lineup this year. My goodness.
What was the lineup?
It was us, Albie Coach's band, Walter O'Donnell, Albie, and Josh Martoniak. The Coal Reefers, which
Jimmy Buffett,
which were awesome. Hatter.
I think the Ricardos played there, didn't they?
I think so.
There's
Rhythm Method.
My buddy Brian and the Rhythm Method.
It was honestly, and I think every band was local this year. They're all relatively local bands. Where other years they bring other, but it was a great lineup. Yeah, it was an awesome year this year. Hopefully this year again. Hopefully they get a good lineup this year again.
Maybe the 80s Revolution band will.
Yeah, maybe Max Bolton will throw something together.
Maybe Max Bolton will show up at Penn's Peak, or
yeah, you never know. It could happen.
Or Party on the Patio.
That'd be cool.
How you guys are not at Party on the Patio? I don't understand.
Because they're in New Jersey all the time, Mark.
Oh,
we do Philly every now and then.
That would explain it.
Yeah.
But Party on the Patio is right up your alley because you guys are phenomenal and should be playing there.
Much appreciated.
You guys definitely should be there.
Yeah.
And that way I wouldn't have to drive to Jersey to see you.
By the way, I would like to make mention that Max Bolton is the president of the Ricky and Ricardo's fan club.
That is true.
Yeah, just saying, it's a true story.
Did I declare myself that, or was I given that?
No, you declared yourself that. That's
right.
fine and dandy. We're okay with that.
But we enjoy that.
Yeah.
I got my bootleg shirt.
You do, yeah. Limited edition, very limited.
Wait, so you mentioned Rhythm Method, and it reminded me of the conversation we were having about interesting band names. So the band you two previously had was Camouflage Peachtree, is that right?
That is correct.
What does that mean?
It means by the third set everybody's fighting. That's what that means.
Yeah.
But
Your badge.
Whoa, a badge.
so I know this is
cool.
a visual thing,
You got to
but
put something on the back of it to mount it to something. But
Max Bolt was just presented with his official Ricky Ricardo's fan club president badge. Don't put it in your mouth. It's toxic.
yeah. It's not edible.
It's not an edible. No.
I'm going to hang this on the wall. This is nice.
There you go.
Throw a hole in it and put a chain around it.
He's going to offend you, Matt. He thinks it's
Oh, I
stupid.
look like, what's his name? Flavor Flav?
Flavor
That's
Flav.
it, yeah. Hang it around your neck when you come to the show. It's free admittance. You're in for free.
Yes. So the Camouflage Peachtree Band. What does it mean? That's what happens, Mark. When what happens?
Two words that don't go together. I think that was like the 90s thing, like Smashing Pumpkins and
That goes together just fine.
two words. I guess that does go together a little better. But yeah, two words that
That was a very short-lived band. That was fun. Us,
That was the
Webby,
first time
Pat
I
Stone.
met-
Angry.
that was the first time I met Matt.
After that broke up.
Yeah,
After it broke up, we started jamming together.
yeah.
Well, that was after Buck 280.
That was after Buck 280, actually. That was
Yeah.
after Buck
But
Peachtree
yeah.
Band.
I met Matt through the
Scott
guys,
and Matt.
Scott and Matt.
You remembered me.
Yeah.
Camouflage Peachtree, yeah.
There's videos of that on YouTube if you want to laugh.
Oh, really?
Oh,
A very young Mark and Tom.
Tom doesn't have a shirt on
Yeah, they
either.
actually had a singer, though.
Lots of hair.
Yeah, they actually had a
I
good
did have,
singer.
oh, I did have hair.
I had hair,
I had hair too.
and it wasn't gray.
I actually just had hair.
We'll get you a wig. I mean,
I look good in the wig.
some luscious locks.
We should play some more so I raise money to get a weave.
But you know what's going to happen. I'm going to freaking come back there and yank that thing in the middle of the show.
Ooh. Don't tease me with a good time.
You guys ever do like Halloween shows and like dress up for that?
We dress up all the
We
time.
dressed up for every show.
No.
We are the best dressed
At
band.
home.
We're the best dressed band in Schuylkill County.
There's a unique dress code for the Ricardos that most people probably don't understand.
It's Goodwill.
Do you guys understand it?
No.
But it makes playing out when everybody's worried about what they're going to wear. Like you also have a dress code
Yeah.
with the 80s band. There's a dress code for the Ricardos, and it's just
I think
ridiculous.
it was kind of a Gary thing too.
It's very Goodwill.
Yeah, but Gary kind of did he dress like that normally? I could have sworn he dressed like that normally.
It's evolved though. Now we match. Now
I don't know.
I've
I've been wearing the same pants for 14 years.
Same here. Same
I
here.
washed them twice at least.
I thought that smell was Mark. That's you. Yeah, same here. Honestly, it's the same shirt and pants for at least 10 years.
New hat though. I do have a new hat.
hat.
There you go.
But no, we've never done Halloween party dress up. We did Chris. We did,
Yeah, we did. We did it as Scooby Doo at.
at my party.
your place.
We said the.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, when you think of notable shows, what comes to mind?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Reading Phillies.
Yeah,
Reading Phillies always an old show. Every time's fresh.
When it rained and we did the.
Oh,
Yeah, we always do their
yeah.
employee. They pick us for their employee parties, the last game of the year,
Last home game of the
and
season.
it got rained out, and
Ah.
they asked us to come into the employee bar.
So
we sit up in
the
the bar.
RBI club.
Yeah.
RBI club.
we show up. They're doing a doubleheader, making up a game. It's kind of rainy and crappy outside, and Todd, the dude that runs it, comes up to us. We're sitting at the buffet, sucking down food as always. Well, that's always me.
Yeah,
And
yeah, hot dog.
he's like, "Hey, we're gonna cancel the next game. Do you guys mind playing for us in our private room?" And we're like, "No, it's cool." Well, I'll tell you what a blast that was. They wheeled the beer carts in, and everybody just starts partying and drinking, and that was a blast. And
It was.
It's always a Sunday night. If that would have been a Saturday night or Friday night, we'd probably still be playing.
So everyone employed by citizens by First Energy Stadium.
Yeah.
and all the employees packed into a room about this size.
It wasn't much bigger.
If it was
It was
15 by 30 at best,
yeah.
I mean, it was not a big room at all.
It was literally you'd stuff a drum kit in the corner and 2 monitors.
It was tight.
It was like playing here. Literally, it was like what we play on here. Like,
yeah.
He's like, I'm sorry, I can't get. We play like this all the time, Norman.
Yeah. That was a notable gig for the Ricardos.
It's a good time. That's always a good thing.
How about the Lager Jogger when it was snowing?
I was gonna ask about that.
Oh yeah. Do you remember how cold it was?
Yeah, I remember how cold it was. You were hitting the drums and there was snow on them. Like snow was flying up off the
There's
drum.
video on the Facebook page of that. And actually Gary's there. Holy snow, Batman! I mean, it was literally snowing. It was we had that construction heater in the middle of the stage. You and Gary trying to get your fingers warm.
Yeah, my hands were sticking to the strings.
Oh,
What was that called?
the drums kept dropping out of tune. The guitars were out of tune. Remember we were standing in the old loading dock there trying to get warm, and it was high 20s, low 30s. It was freezing.
That was ridiculous. You made like $50. You're there at 4:00 in the morning,
Oh.
and it's like, oh, dude,
It sucked so bad.
And then they tried to change the venue, or
They tried to move us up the street.
We're good.
We're going to put you up the street when the runners are going by. No.
I thought you knew somebody at Yingling for crying out loud.
I did.
You must. Yeah,
They don't like me. They don't like
They
me.
must have known you.
They just drink slots of
Yeah, they don't
No,
like
they
me.
knew him all right.
Yeah,
beer
but
for you.
that was the snow was rough. That sucked.
Yeah, those outdoor gigs, especially in winter time, can be brutal. I remember. Well, there's 2 things I want to mention. I remember Blank ID in their first incarnation with the. What the hell is that?
Wood floors.
The ceiling's coming down.
The first incarnation of Blank ID, all those guys, I would go see them when they would be playing at Black Rock in the outdoor fire pit they would have. But I remember seeing them sometime around like November or December, and like they would be playing like Creeping Death by Metallica, all this like fast technical shit, not missing a single beat. And it's like, how the hell are you doing? And then they would say, Max, we want you to come up and play For Whom the Bell Tolls, slower Metallica song. And I'm trying to do the lead, that do 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 do. It's like that's the easy part, and I can't move my finger because it's just so cold. It's impossible. But then it reminded me also.
Just wait 30
I think
years
it was
and it's
October
gonna be
2022 when I was playing with Hooligan. We were playing like the Reading Anthracite thing on top of the mountain, outdoor gig. But like it's on top of a mountain in October, and it's just wind nonstop the whole time. I think we were up there for 5 hours, the coldest 5 hours of my life.
Yep.
In between every time, even in between songs, I'm just putting my hands in my pockets, just trying to warm them up. Unfortunately, there weren't like a whole lot of leads and solos with that set list, but it was just brutal.
yep.
Nothing, just like nonstop wind. You hear it in the microphone. You hear it in all the drum mics.
Yep.
Horrible.
Yep. You're saying about Blank ID. Do you remember seeing Blank ID at that benefit at the Michaela? Was that Michaela on the Michaela?
I believe it was.
They were kind of a fill-in band. That was at the New England Fire Company. That's 4 or 5 years ago, a while ago.
It's pre-COVID.
Do you remember that when they showed up? So there was a band dropped out, and somehow I don't know how Blank ID showed up, and we had no idea who they were.
No.
And like
They were
we
young.
didn't know Brady or Bill. We didn't know any of them.
Yeah.
And it was the first, and they started playing, and we're just like, holy crap! These kids are crazy.
Yep.
Insane. I remember Creeping Death. Remember to play Creeping Death? It was what that was a heck of a lineup. That was an incredible super. That's where Brady Day dropped his Rick, wasn't it?
Oh, man.
First song. I said to Tom, first song, Strap Lock, Let's Loose. I was like, that is what $2,000 hitting the floor sounds like. And I think I was more upset than he was. I was devastated about it.
I'm upset hearing about it.
It was, I don't think it damaged anything. Kind of the back, kind of let loose the back button.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm sure it wasn't good. But
So I've played plenty of shows with him, and I swear every single time, because he has like the same plug and play wireless thing that you have, but his pretty much every bass he has, the output jack is just kind of messed up in one way or another.
We
So,
know why.
fuzzy and scratchy.
Well, stuff like that. So like you've seen him before. He like jumps around. He moves around a lot. So he's doing his thing, and then every show it's guaranteed that at least one point it's just gonna fly out of there. And the bass is gonna stop. It's gonna take him like a good 10 seconds to realize, wait, there's no more bass. I love that
that's
kid.
The only
He's awesome.
downside of those wireless dongles
Yep.
is they're prone to, if you're carrying on, they do fly out.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He's just an awesome guy.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he is.
funny. Oh my gosh, that's great.
I forgot about him dropping that Rick. Yeah.
It's
I
just-
remember you talking about it. Yeah, because you were a little broke up.
Oh, I was devastated. I hit the ground. I'm
that was hysterical.
and I think it was like a hardwood floor or something. I mean, it wasn't carpeted. It wasn't.
No.
It was very, very unforgiving. The floor in that place.
Gives it
Brutal.
character.
Yeah.
All my guitars have character. Except for that pink one.
'Cause you
Well,
are.
I mean, it is pink.
Because you are a character.
Because you are.
No,
Yeah.
I just drop them all the time, or people knock them over. And,
Oh, that's funny.
My kids chew on them. Dogs chew on them. Who knows?
Max, we took up almost an hour.
Wow.
We could do this all night.
Yeah, you gotta be
Good
careful what you ask
episode.
for, dude.
Good
Yeah,
quality
we-
content.
We could do this all night.
Maybe this one will go viral.
This could be no.
Boy, so you got a virus? Yeah.
Now, Mark tells you about the story when he was cold and he put his hands down Tom's pant. No, never mind. That's a whole different.
There's video. It's what? Oh, that's so funny.
All right. Well, I guess before we wrap things up, is there anything you guys want to be promoting? Any upcoming shows?
Actually,
This episode's probably not coming out for like a month or two.
Oh, well,
we got nothing. Yeah. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that
See
stuff.
you next summer at the train station and
Reading Phillies. Cancer telethon probably coming. Carver School Cancer telethon.
We might band bomb. What's that? Southside Grill.
Southside Grill.
Open mic.
Yep, Southside Grill. So some stuff
We
coming
should
up.
probably dress up for that so nobody recognizes us.
We could dress up as hooligan.
I don't know. We should do dress up with a different getup. You know what I mean?
So I'd be wearing a wig then.
Sure.
I don't know where this is
Just
going.
don't wear the dress.
I'm not wearing a dress again. That's Kenny
Yeah.
Moore. Kenny Moore wears dresses.
Don't wear the dress.
I love you, Kenny.
That was kind of a little weird.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No. If Kenny listens to this, he'll laugh.
Is that a story we need to hear about? A wig, a dress, and a guy named Kenny?
Next time. Next time. Max is like, good God, end this already. Please.
Wrap it up, please.
Well,
No, I think that's it, man.
all right. Well, Ricky and the Ricardo. Well, which one of you is Ricky? Which one would be Ricky?
That's a combination of all three. There is no Ricky in
I
this
like
band.
that.
Ooh.
Well said.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
deep.
that's
That's
deep.
that's metaphysical.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I had a girlfriend once that was
I don't think I'm
metaphysical.
It's a real personality that's generated by the three of us being together, which is just nonsense. What do we always say? The band runs on nonsense and sarcasm or something?
Sarcasm, nonsense, and just flying by the seat of our pants.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
The spirit
Rock and
of
roll.
Ricky.
Exactly. Rock and roll indeed, my friend.
Well, the collective Ricardos, thank you for having me here at your rehearsal and being a guest on Gig Nightmares.
Matt, thank you so much for having us.
Thank
and
you,
thanks for
Matt.
coming along and hanging with us, man. Really, really appreciate it and appreciate you.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Gig Nightmares. Gig Nightmares is an independently produced podcast made possible by the support of listeners like you. If you enjoyed this week's episode, we would appreciate if you left a rating and a review for us. Gig Nightmares.